Hi. I hope you've had a fabulous day, and I just want to thank you for popping on here. I don't know if you were begged or bribed, or maybe you're just curious. You just never know. I would ask you to just have an open mind and an open heart. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Mary Kay, the business part. I hope you're familiar with our products, our revolutionary, groundbreaking, patented products. They are hands down the best skincare products that you can put on your face, I promise. And they're guaranteed. And part of what the company does is gives back so much. So when you wash your face with Mary Kay, when you purchase Mary Kay, you're not only supporting your consultant or local business, but you're also supporting a company that gives millions of dollars every year to cancer research and domestic violence shelters and issues to help end it, even human trafficking. We're donating to that to try to end those horrible things. So whatever your reason is for being on here, I just really, really appreciate you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my journey in Mary Kay many years ago. I was working, you can relate to this, God bless you. I was working during the day at my daughter's school, doing the billing, and they were at a Montessori school, a private school. And so they went to school with me, and my background is all science, so the daytime was taken up with doing billing and answering phones, some admin work at their school, and then we left there and did gymnastics and ballet and piano lessons, all that sort of stuff. And then I changed in the car typically into scrubs and went to the hospital where I worked in the imaging department evenings and weekends. And many weeks my husband left on Sunday after church, traveled, and came back on Thursday nights. And so I did the single mom thing during the week. So between those and double shifts on the weekend, and then let's throw in teaching Sunday school to third graders and playing the piano for the children's choir. So I was probably the least likely this candidate for joining Mary Kay. I'd never sold Girl Scout cookies. I didn't hang out with any women. I didn't even have a whole lot of friends at all. I actually preferred hanging out with the guys because I was a tomboy growing up, and I didn't know where to put makeup on. I didn't know where to put one color, let alone two or three. And I was just very, very quiet. That's why I taught third grade Sunday school, is because I was really, really shy, and I didn't want to go into the adult classroom. And that is a true story. That was a true story. I was so awkward. My husband conducted the choir at church, and I didn't sing, even though I could sing and I could read music. I didn't go because that meant walking into a room with people, and some of them I did know, but not well. Anyway, I was just very, very uncomfortable speaking in front of people, being in front of people, being in any kind of crowds or anything like that. And it was because of my confidence. It wasn't because of any other reason. I had low self-esteem and low confidence. So there was that, and working 65, 70 hours a week. So sure, let's join Mary Kay. I don't look back and think, what in the world? But sometimes things come into our paths, the craziest times, and we're not looking. But we can either choose to step over it, when it falls in our paths, or we can pick it up and explore it a little bit and see what happens. So that's what I did. Someone at the hospital told me that I looked 10 years older than what I was. This was around my birthday. I have a November birthday. And I was mortified because he also said in front of a big group of people over in the ER, what? You look so... And it was because I had abused my skin. So I called this Mary Kay lady that had put a flyer into my newspaper box in our neighborhood. And I called her, actually, immediately, and said, I've been insulted. Please help me. Please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't take care of my skin. I used a body gel, shower gel, head to toe. My dermatologist used to just flip out because I would go every year for a mole check, and she would always say, you have so much sun damage. You've got to get on some skincare. I don't know when. I need to go. I go to the counter, if you will, and walk away feeling like I look like a floozy. And I rub it all off, in the rearview mirror, that kind of thing. And I thought, well, I don't know how to wear makeup. I look like a freak when I do put it on. That's just because it was out of my comfort zone. I don't know what kind of skin type I have. I have a very sensitive skin, everything breaks me out, everything itches, and blah, 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 blah. So I had all kinds of excuses not to take care of my skin. So when that happened, though, somebody tells you you look 10 years older than what you are, that ought to get you attention, right? So anyway, so I called this Mary Kay lady. I worked her in between my 2 jobs. I literally had 15 minutes that I could get home, rip through the appointment with her, and then have to leave to go pick up my other daughter, because they were in 2 different grades, from the same school, and then do our activities and get to the hospital. So anyway, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But, you know, I was in this whirlwind and didn't really know how to get off. You ever been in that position? Where you're just doing this, like, what is the saying, that in the definition of insanity? Like, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same thing, and nothing changes if nothing changes, and all that. But I didn't know how to step off. Like, sometimes the whirlwind or the merry-go-round is spinning so fast, you don't know how to get off. You're just dizzy from it, and you don't like it, and it's kind of making you sick, but you don't know how to change it. That's where I was. I don't know if you can relate, but I did like to stay busy, and I was busy. And chances are, if you're busy, you were busy last week and last year, and you're going to be busy next week and next year. So what you do, though, you know, it's one of those things where we get to, you know, let's say 80 years old, and we're sitting on the front porch and we're rocking in our rocking chair, and we look back at things and think, our lives, and think, it's not so much I regret doing what I did, but what I didn't do. What if? And what ifs are just horrible. I would rather somebody try Mary Kay, or try anything. Try a sport. Try needlepoint. I don't know. Something I don't have the skills for. And say, you know what, it's not for me. Then to just go through life and look back and go, I wonder if, what if? So as out of my comfort zone as it was, as out of character really that it was, I decided, when that lady came over, she mentioned something about she'd been a teacher and she was making more money doing this, a little bit on the side gigs sort of thing, than she was teaching. And I thought, And I wasn't looking for money. I was just looking for something. I was looking for something more. I was looking for something different. I knew that I did not want to be doing exactly what I was doing that day and the months before that day and the following days and months and years. Because, you know, weeks turn into months, turn into years. So I knew I didn't want that. I wanted more. I wanted more confidence. That was my big thing. I wanted to be that person that could walk into a Sunday school classroom, that could walk into a party down the street and see neighbors or whatever, a bridal shower or a baby shower, because I didn't go to those because I was scared spitless. But I wanted to be that person that could go into any situation and feel confident and feel okay. And that may not be your thing. You may just be like, oh my gosh, you are a crazy, pathetic woman. But it was what it was. And so I would see women and think, oh, I want to be confident. I want to, you know, feel okay in situations, unknown situations. And I knew that branching out into something, you know, stretching, we're kind of like rubber bands. We're just, you know, we're wired from the get-go to stretch and to be more than what we are. I mean, think about a toddler. A toddler sees, I don't know, a piece of candy or a toy across the room, and they're not quite so steady on their feet. They're going to get up, and they're going to take a few steps, and they're going to plop down, and they're going to get back up, and they might like walk a little bit and plop down. But by gosh, they're pretty focused, and they're going to keep getting up. And sometimes we get so beaten down in life that we don't keep getting up. We just start scooting or crawling, or we just sit still. And so I didn't want that to be me, and I wanted to do something different. And this was so out of my comfort zone, but I did it. And so if I can do it, I'm serious, anybody can do it. Because here's the thing, in Mary Kay, you're not in business by yourself, by any stretch of the imagination. At the touch of a keyboard, a mouse, a phone call, text, endless resources, but you also get a sisterhood and a mentor and a guide through all of it. From, okay, I don't know where to start, to I don't know how to get organized, to, okay, how do I do a smoky eye? How do I have fantastic customer service? There's so many different things. So many different things. that you may have questions or issues or challenges with, because this is a people business. And if you've ever had to deal with people, you know that life happens to all of us. Things happen at the last minute. So we get cancellations and postponements. But you know what? We have a sisterhood and a family. We don't sign people up for, oh, go make me rich. We don't sign people up to say, okay, go figure it out on your own. We don't sign people up, even our customers, to say, okay, one and done. Purchase this from me. I'm going to pressure you until you get it, or I'm going to throw up all over social media until I pressure you into doing it, and then I'm going to put you on auto ship, and then you're good for life because I don't want to have to deal with you anymore. We are very relationship oriented. You know, women in general, we like community. We like support and being there for one another, and that sisterhood. And I didn't think, that's why I worked evenings and weekends at the hospital, because there were a whole lot less women there, because I thought, I don't like women. And I don't know if you can relate, but if you've ever worked with women, they can be a little sometimes. You don't want to work with women. So that was me. And I thought, oh my gosh, Mary Kay's full of women. What am I going to do? I'll have to figure this out. But when you get to choose the people that you work with, it's a whole different ballgame. And I may not know you, but the person that asked you to watch this, I know. And so if she says, okay, you kind of made the checklist for Mary Kay, like I said, we don't just scoop up people wherever, and you have to make the cut. You have to be invited into Mary Kay. You can't just call Mary Kay and say, hey, I want to join your fabulous, awesome company that's been around for 54 years. I want to do this. They're going to tell you, sorry, you've got to go through somebody. You know, you have to get approved. Okay, so if you are on here, it means that you have been approved by someone who has been approved. Okay, let me tell you what we look for in people. We look for busy people, and that may be shocking because you think, oh, I'm too busy to do this. Are you kidding? You're too busy to do everything. We're all too busy. I have the same amount of hours and minutes and seconds in a day that you do, right? And I don't have time for, I haven't had a flat tire. I get a new company car every 2 years. I haven't had a flat tire in a really, really long time. But if you ever have any kind of glitch in life, which we all do, we don't have time for that. But when it happens, we make time for it. So, you know, Mary Kay is not something you do 100%. You know, oh, I can't do this until I give it 100%. Well, we don't give anything 100%. You know, if you work a job during the day or night or whatever, when you're an employee, you give it 100%. When you're a mom, if you're a mom, you give it 100% when you're mommying. And when you're cleaning your house or wife or whatever you're doing, you know, we're so good. Women are so good at multitasking, and we wear so many different hats. And sometimes at the same time. But when we do what we do, you know, we just put it in and slot it in when we can. And that's it. Mary Kay's the same way. When I was working 65, 70 hours a week, how many times do you think I could hold appointments and things? You know, like I couldn't do that 100% of the time. I didn't do it 8 hours a day. I work full time in Mary Kay now, and I have for 20 years now. 20 years. You know, but I sprinkled it in very randomly. I was a slow starter. Holy mackerel. We got our little starter kit. It was $100 then. It's $100 now, by the way. You just get a whole lot more stuff now. And I got mine, and I was like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? I pushed it into the bed, literally under my bed. And it was right before Christmas. So see, this is a great time. And so then I took a little bit of time here and there when I wasn't working or running around or being crazy. You know, I'd look through it, and I sort of took my time. I was a slow starter. I didn't set records. But you know what? We don't have quotas, thankfully. We don't have territories. So we've moved quite a few times to different states, and I just take it with me. And we have customers for life. We have customers for life. Everybody that uses Mary Kay falls in love with it, and they keep buying it. I have customers that I've had for 20 years. I mean, what other company has that? You know, that says a lot about the company. It says a lot about the brand and the products, but it also says that they trust me. So if you are a people person and you're not pushy, you know, I was scared to death of people, but so therefore I wasn't pushy. We don't look for salesy types, you know, that one and done type. You know, I'm going to push you. I'm not going to leave your house and you're not going to leave mine until you buy something. We're not like that. So if you're relationship oriented, not the pushy sales type, if you're busy, if you're friendly, right? I mean, that goes without saying. We're in a people business. We don't want hateful people. Sorry. Not sorry. You know, if you can use extra money, we get 1/2 of what we sell. 50%, that's the largest commission pretty much that you can get, right? Especially in sales. So we get 50%. Side note, don't tell anybody. You get your own stuff at half off. Hello, shopping spree. You know, the tax deductions are fantastic. So, you know, if you're financially motivated or you could use extra money, and if you don't need the extra money, I wasn't doing this for money, but if you don't need the money, give it to somebody. Give it to somebody. There are, oh my gosh, there are so many charities and different things out there that you can give your money to if you don't need it. But if you can use a few extra $100 a month or a few $100 a month with just a few hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours a week, throw in 5, 6, 10. If you went out and got a part-time job somewhere, they would tell you when to work, how much to work, right? And what you're going to get paid at this, which is probably minimum wage, maybe $10 an hour or something. By the time you do gas and taxes and things like that, that's not taking on a whole lot for your time. If you want an executive income, that was my thing. I was like, okay, I don't want to be working all this craziness. I want to be there for my children. I want to be there for life. You know, sometimes we get so busy making a living that we don't live, and that's what I felt like I was doing. Okay, does everybody understand what I'm saying? Okay, sometimes life it's running you. It's like what is it, that saying about the tail wagging the dog? That's where I was, and I didn't want that anymore. And I knew I didn't make a deliberate change and at least try something. Even if it was wrong, I could at least, there aren't any mistakes really in the world. It's just things that don't work out, or the things that you know now that didn't work. I can check that off my list, you know? So what's the worst that could happen with this? It's $100. I guarantee there's nobody watching this, or you in particular, right? I'm talking to you. I guarantee that you couldn't go into Target, Walmart, or whatever your favorite store is, and go in and spend $100 and walk away and for 20 years make an executive income, or have the ability to, the opportunity to make a six-figure income, and drive cars and travel the world and be appreciated. Holy mackerel. You know, we're going to spend money. $100 may not change your entire lifestyle, but it could change your life. You don't know what's in there. There's over $300 worth of Mary Kay products in there for $100, and another, I don't know, a couple $100 worth of samples and supplies and things. But what might be in there might be some self-esteem. It might be saving for a trip to Disney. It might be just an extra girlfriend time, me time. You know, sometimes just stepping away from life and having something light and fun and supportive, and to be appreciated and loved and cared for by a group of people, and just have your thing. Sometimes that just sends you back into whatever your life situation is in a better mood. And when we are feeling good and we are taking care of us and we are happier and more fulfilled, then those around us will be the same, you know? Whether you're married or not, if you're happy, those around you are happy. It trickles down into your family. My girls were 5 and 8 when I joined Mary Kay. I didn't have time to scratch my head. But you know what? If I had said no to this because I'm too busy, and no to this because I don't know how to sell anything, and if I had said no to this for all of those reasons, and I don't know a lot of people, and then, oops, we're moving. I definitely don't know anybody in Dallas, Texas, or Charlotte, North Carolina, and all the other places. But if I had said no to that, I don't know where I would be right now, and I really don't want to know. I don't care to know. It's not one of those Christmas past, present, future. I do know my future. I do know my present. And my present is happy and fulfilled and excited. And we get to influence and empower women. The whole company does this. That's their motto. That's their mission statement. to empower women and enrich women's lives. That's what we get to do. That's my job. Hello? There is nothing like sitting down with a woman and making her feel pretty and pampered and special and important, maybe for the first time in her life or the first time in a long time. There is nothing like saying, you know what? We're going to the movies or we're going on a trip. I got this. Mary Kay's got this. You know what? There's a bill that's come due and I'm thinking, oh boy, wasn't prepared for this one, because that happens too, right? There's some medical bills and things, stuff happens. And to say, you know what, that's okay. Because I'm in charge. I can't go to a boss, or I don't go to a boss. I couldn't have gone to a boss. That's the thing. Working at the hospital or school, I couldn't have gone and said, you know what? Could you give me another $200 or $300 next week if I give you another, couple of hours? Because I need it. Or like, could you give me a car? I need a new car. So I get a new car every 2 years. Or you can take the cash. But I am in control of that. So, I'm a power and achievement girl. Sky's the limit, and I can set my goals. I've missed more than I've made. That's fine. But you have people around you to pick you up and shake you off and help you and all that good stuff. If you like the love and connection, oh man, I didn't even know. I told you I didn't like women. I didn't like working with women or being around them. That's one of the reasons I was just kind of alone. Oh my gosh, it's a whole different mindset. This positive attitude and empowering, enriching, and all of that, that's contagious. And when you're around it, it can just be addictive, and it gets into your soul. It gets into your soul. So if you're a love and a connection, that's fantastic. Freedom and flexibility, girl. Oh my, hello. I mean, I went 8 months and didn't hold any appointments because our younger daughter was in and out of the hospital, specialist scans. We didn't even know. It was a horrible, horrible time, and I didn't do anything but take care of her. And I still made an executive income. And the president of Mary Kay, and I'm not a top person, I'm just me, the president of the company and his executive assistant, phone call. What can we do? What can we do? She even ended the call saying, can I just say a little prayer with you? I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar global company. They treat us like we are the most valued employee, and we're independent contractors, but they treat us like gold, okay? So if you're a freedom and flexibility, you don't want to be told when to work, how much to work, because we don't have quotas, this would be a good thing for you, If you're safety and security, there's no risk. I mean, for the $100, you're going to get over $300 worth of products. Hello? That's not a risk, right? That's an investment. We have tax deductions. There's no risk. There's no risk whatsoever. And then if you're a fun and pleasure sort of girl and you like recognition, you like fun times and travel, and really seriously, there's no personality that's not right for this business. And it's what you make of it. But I tell you, sometimes you come into it not really knowing what you want to make of it or what you're going to make of it. And sometimes those goals change and sometimes they don't. But, you never know until you try. So what's the worst that could happen? I mean, it's $100. It's kind of like going into a store and say your favorite store and saying, okay, or they tell you, okay, for $100, we're going to give you a cart worth more than 3 times that. And for the rest of your life, you can buy anything in the store for half off. And if anybody comes into this store and buys anything, we're going to give you half of it in cash. I mean, would you even think about that? And then in the meantime, or in addition to that, you can get the cars and the prizes and all the recognition. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a family-run business, and they treat us like family, and we will treat you like family. So, what's the worst that could happen? Absolutely nothing. And if you don't like it, the person that invited you, then she's still going to love you. It's all good. But what's the best that could happen? What's the best that could happen? You could gain so much. There's no risk. You can turn it up, turn it down. It's your business. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So I say just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Okay? If you have any questions whatsoever, please post it on this Facebook group. I appreciate everybody. Oh, Alicia's on here. I appreciate absolutely everybody that's on here. If you know someone that you think would be a good fit for this company, like I said, we look for busy people. That's how our trainings are all geared for busy people, because I don't know anybody that just sits around eating bonbons and watching soap operas, right? How boring would that be? I mean, we all want our days, right? If you're busy, you're a people person, you're relationship driven and not pushy salesperson, if you could use some extra money, and you're friendly, the only thing else we need is for you to be decisive. You know, sitting on that fence, give you a little wedgie, it's not good. Like, just come on, just stop sitting there. Being on the fence is an indecision, can be uncomfortable. It's not a big deal. Don't overthink it. We think ourselves in and out of so many things that could be potentially really, really good for us. It's a target decision. Okay, I appreciate you. Everybody. So if this isn't for you, you might know someone. We trust you. Like I said, because you were invited onto this, we trust you. So if you know someone else, you could be a talent scout for us. We greatly appreciate you. Have a fabulous rest of your evening. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.